uh, a pie crust, omelette pizza kind of thing. I'm going to make a coconut pie crust and bake it for 15 minutes, and then I'm going to add beaten eggs and then some pizza sauce made with tomato paste and water. And I might add vegetables if I have enough. The vegetables make it taste and look like it has ground beef in it. I'm almost out of vegetables, but since I do have some, maybe I'll go ahead and start cooking a half a cup of dried vegetables. It's a mixture of equal amounts of white onions, celery, red and green bell pepper, broccoli, cabbage, mushrooms, and that might be all of them. I remember right. And they're all chopped fine. Oh, and I figured out how to eat flax seeds. I made a hot cereal with coconut flour and flax seeds ground, and it's excellent. It's perfect. I like it. Every time I make it, there's no mistakes about it. It's very easy, just a couple of minutes in the microwave. So I can make it anytime I want to and have flax seeds that way. Instead of trying to make a bread and a tortilla and all that and putting it in my recipes, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm leaving it out of my recipes. I'm just going to eat it as hot cereal now. And so I added a half a cup of dried assorted vegetables to a multi-cooker pot. And then I'll add 1.5 cups of water, and then I'll cook them for a while, like it's something like 15 minutes or so. And then I'll add the tomato paste and more water. But then again, some of my recipes are good with the flax seeds. Like the chili and crackers was excellent. So I'm not necessarily going to leave it out of all of my recipes, but if it's not good, I'm not going to try to figure it out. But the chili and crackers, yeah, I can make that again. I don't think there was necessarily any other recipe that the flax seeds were good in. I don't remember offhand any other one. So I'll add a pinch of salt to the water and vegetables. I'll stir them and then set it on manual for 30 minutes at 275 Fahrenheit. And now I'll start making the pie crust. It's a pie crust that I'm going to use to make a pizza omelet. So it has 2 large eggs at room temperature. Well, I read that it takes 30 minutes to bring eggs to room temperature. Now, there are ways to quicken it, I read. But they aren't really all that much faster. 30 minutes though, I think what I'll do is just let them soak in some hot water to speed up the process. But not too hot. I don't want them to cook though. So if it's just hot water from the tap, I don't think that will cook them. I don't know though, that's liable to cook them. Maybe I should just use lukewarm water. It might be all done. So I'll just set the 2 eggs in some lukewarm water for a few minutes. So I'm going to mix the eggs. I'm going to beat them first, and then I'm going to, melted coconut oil. Since I'm out of the regular kind of refined oil, coconut, I'm going to use virgin. It doesn't say extra virgin, it says virgin. I think that still means extra virgin. I'll use 1/3 cup of extra virgin solid coconut oil. Well, I'll melt it though. But the pot is tied up. So, well, maybe I can melt it in some hard water. Maybe I'll try that. Actually, that can be boiled water since it's not going to cook. So I think I'll boil some water. And then I'll pour the boiled water in a bowl, and then I'll serve another bowl in the water, and that's kind of thing for that. I think that might hold it. There we go. So I'll dry out the small bowl that I'm going to place inside the big bowl of boiled water. We'll boil then, since I'm going to pour it just after it has started to boil. It says it's unrefined virgin coconut oil. I suppose that still means extra virgin. So I'll measure out a third of a cup of the virgin unrefined coconut oil. Because since it's pie crust, it can have that coconut flavor since... Oh, but I'm making a pizza, not dessert. Oh well, I'm out of the other oil. I'll try it and see if it's okay. It might be okay anyway. won't be all damn there. It might not be exactly the way I want it, but it might be better. I don't know. I'll try it. Since it's called pie crust, it makes me think I'm making dessert, but in this case, not really. I could add some sweetness to the pizza sauce. There's such a thing as adding sugar to it. I could add honey to it, but honey though doesn't necessarily bake very well. It can get burnt and smell really bad. So maybe I won't add honey to it. I could add maple syrup. I think I'll just see how it goes, keeping anything sweet out of it as usual. Let's see, how are the eggs? They feel like room temperature now, so I guess they are at this time. I don't think they could. I hope not. So I'm going to add, so I'm going to beat the eggs, so then I'll do that. Oh, the water's done boiling. So I'll pour it into the bigger bowl. And then I'll set the smaller bowl inside it. Not too much water so it won't spill over the edge of the smaller bowl. Suppose I can add a little more water. That might melt the oil quickly. Looks like it is melting already. Oops, I turned off the power. So now the timing's off. I don't know how long it's been now. Oh well. I'll just evaporate most of the water. I do that anyway. Just watch it more carefully. Okay, so the oil's melting. Now I'll try beating the eggs and see if they're all right. I think they're room temperature. They do feel a little cold though. Didn't work as fast as I thought it would. Maybe I'll wait a little more on those. I can't really set anything on top of the cooker. If I could, I could probably warm them up with that steam coming out. But, well, I'm still waiting for the oil to melt anyway. So then I'm just going to beat the eggs and then add the melted oil and the eggs to 3/4 of a cup of desiccated coconut oil and 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And then I'm going to spread it on the bottom of the cake pan. Well, first I'm going to line the pan with parchment paper. Then I'll spread the crust batter onto the bottom of the lined cake pan. And then I'll bake it covered with foil for 15 minutes before I add 4 beaten eggs and a cup of tomato sauce and the veggies. So first I'm going, if the sauce is going to bake, I can finish cooking the vegetables while the omelette is baking. So when all the water, or most of it, has evaporated from the vegetables. Oh, did I not set that back on the temperature? I didn't turn it back on. there. Then I'll add the vegetables to, oh, well, I can make the tomato sauce. The oil's almost done melting. I can make the tomato sauce not in the pot. I'll just bake it instead of cooking it first. So I'll make the tomato sauce now in this bowl. And then I'll beat the eggs in this smaller bowl, I think. So I'll squeeze out a little more than 5 ounces of pure tomato paste. Doesn't have citric acid or any other additives. In fact, I think it doesn't even have salt. It doesn't have salt in it. And then I'll add a cup of water. And I'm going to flavor it like pizza. So I'll mix the, where's my other spoon? I'll mix the paste and water into sauce. Oh, the oil. Oh, there's just a little bit. Oh, that's just some bubbles on top. So the oil's done melting. Oh, well, I'll take it out then to cool it down to room temperature. So the oil and eggs are now reaching room temperature while I make the tomatoes. I'll check the vegetables again. They've still got water evaporating. So now I'll add some pizza spices to the sauce. I'll add 4 pinches of salt to the sauce. And a few shakes of black pepper and a little bit of thyme. I'll be careful though, those holes are big. Not too much thyme. And some oregano, few shakes, and the other thing, let's see, what was the other thing? Oh, basil, it's in another container. A couple of pinches of there. Basil. And no garlic or onion. There's onion in the vegetable mixture anyway, but it doesn't really make the pizza omelet taste better. I usually don't like onions in my pizza, but as a vegetable mixture ingredient, it's all right for this kind of a recipe anyway. So let's see if it's flavored enough. Yeah, it's good and spicy. So that all set aside, and let's see how the eggs are doing. They're at room temperature now, I think. So I'll crank them into a bowl to beat them. I think that's close enough to room temperature. There's a little bit of a coldness, but I think that's still alright. Let's see. Do I have to dry the bowl? Yes, because I'm not going to add water. I hope they're room temperature now. Yeah, I think they're room temperature. Let's see, how are my vegetables doing? They're almost done. There's just a little bit of water left. We think of it. I'm going to mix. I actually need the finger bowl to mix the ingredients together for the crust. So I'll pour the sauce into the smaller bowl. Now, does it say the beef in the bowl and add sugar in a large mix and the flour, and yes, you can mix it all together in the same bowl. Oh, I remember now, I'm supposed to use the food processor for that. But I could try not using the food processor this time around and see if there's really any difference or not. So maybe this time I'll try not using the food processor and see what happens. So I'll just use manual mixing methods this time around and see if it's still a good crust or not. I don't know if it's going to burn down the food prices or not. So I'll crank the eggs into the bowl. Oh, gotta check those vegetables. I don't want them to burn. They're pretty well dried out now, so I'll just let them go while I work on the first part of the mixture. I mean, I'll let them just sit there with the heat on. Let's see, how's the oil? The oil, it's still a little warm. I think maybe I should chill it just for a few minutes or so. Not too long. If I chill it too long, it'll get solid again. So I have to carefully watch it. rinsing off the whisk is still probably because it's wet. So I'll use a plastic whisk. It's not as easy, but it still works. Well, that was just a start. It's foaming now. Okay, so check that oil. It's still a little warm, but does it say it can be hot? Let's see. Oh, it says it can be lukewarm. It doesn't have to be room temperature. So I can add it now. And, oh, well, I'll just go ahead and mix that into the eggs. Now, it's a nice creamy mixture. And I'll add the salt and the coconut flour. Three-fourths of a cup of desiccated coconut flour. Or 6/8. And a fourth of a teaspoon of salt. stir all that out. It seems to be the same as when I used a food processor to mix it, so I don't know if it's really any different or not. It might be the same. So now I'll line the cake pan with some parchment paper. Oh, I'll start preheating the oven too. On the oven setting for 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, the top for well, it's already set for 15. That's it. Okay, then get to lining the cake in. I guess there's high enough of the sides of the pan to hold all the ingredients without spilling anything out. So I'll scoop the crust batter into the lined cake pan. And then I'll spread it out. It's pretty stiff, so I'll use my hand to spread it out. I don't think it's any different than when I mixed it with the food processor. So I don't think you really have to use one for it. It says to use one in the recipe. I don't think you really have to. So I'll spread it all over the edges and inch it on the edges just a little bit. Not necessarily very far, just enough to hold the beaten eggs. Without them running over the sides of the finger or anything. So I'm giving it a lid around the edge to hold the eggs in and the sauce too. So it's kind of like a piece of crust. It's like a pastry pizza crust. So it's like a piece of omelette with the pastry pizza crust. Okay, does it say the public price? Oh, it says to print the crust onto that with a skewer, just print a few holes into it. Okay. Now I'll trim the edges of the paper so they won't stick them into the lid of the oven. And I'll cover it with some aluminum foil. I don't know if it's shiny. Sorry, this is down. It's supposed to match. I'll just put this shiny side on the side. I'll just grab it on the lid of the can over the blade. then I'll poke it a few holes with the skewer, the foil I mean, and then I'll place it into the oven. And then in 15 minutes, I'll remove the foil and add 4 beaten eggs and the sauce and vegetables. So I'll eat 4 eggs in a bowl. It doesn't have to be dry since there's water in the tomato sauce. It can be a little water in the eggs. So I'll beat the eggs and then I'll pour them onto the crust and then I'll scoop the veggies onto the eggs, and then I'll pour the sauce over, and then the texture of the sauce will be like it has beef in it, and it will taste that way as well. Okay, the eggs are foaming, so now it's just a matter of waiting for the crust to finish pre-baking before I add the rest of the ingredients. So it's 7 more minutes to go on the crust, or say on the other direction. Well, it says 7. It started at 15. If it's going the other direction, that means 8 minutes have passed. Oh, I'm right there. 7 more minutes. So I'll scoop the vegetables. Where are my pot holders? Put the vegetables into the bowl to get them ready. And to the chunk of the eggs. So 3 more minutes to go on the crust, and then I'll add the eggs, and then the vegetables, and then the sauce. I don't remember how long it took to bake after I added the ingredients. I'll just check it and see how long it takes. One time I added cheese to the time. I think that time I also added flax seeds, maybe toasted or something. But this time I'm leaving the cheese off. I think it's the way I made it the first time, and I loved it. So I'm going to go back to that way, I think, this time. From what I remember, it was 30 minutes. I don't know why it would take 30 minutes to cook the eggs and sauce and veggies. So I'll check it. Maybe I'm not remembering it right. Well, it doesn't really say how long to bake it after you add filling to the crust, so I'll check on it. Okay, I'll remove the foil, and then I'll set it on a rag so it won't burn my plastic chopping board. Well, actually, I can just fill it now. I don't really have to take it out of the oven. Except I have to preheat it again, I think, unless it's already preheated. But no, maybe I don't have to. So I'll pour the eggs over the crust, and they're staying in with that lid around the edge. I might have needed a bigger lid, but I think it's going to be alright. And now I'll scatter the vegetables onto the eggs, evenly spreading them out. So they're resting inside the egg. And extending above the surface of there. And now I'll pour the sauce and hope it doesn't spill out. Seems to be all right. So now I'll close it and set it on 350 again, and I'll give it 30 minutes, but I'll watch it to make sure it doesn't burn. It's pretty moist. It has quite, not preheat though. It has quite a bit of liquid to it, so it might take 30 minutes. I remember now the first time I made it, I did inch the crust all around the edges, not just a little bit. So it's a little different this time. Might be alright. I turned it off after 16 minutes of baking. And there's a lot of sauce in the middle, surrounded by eggs, and the eggs are done, so then I'll let it cool down a bit now. So now I'll set it on a rack. I'll lift it out with the paper and then set it on a rack. So it's an interesting pizza. It did turn out to be a pizza. The edges seem to hold all the egg and sauce and vegetables fine. So I'll try slicing it now. It's pretty fragile on the bottom. I think it might be done. I didn't want any of it to burn. It doesn't really have a coconut smell to it, so maybe the virgin kind was all right for it. I'll try using a pizza cutter to slice it. I'll slice it in half and save half of it for dinner. So I'll use a spatula to scoop half of it into a container. Well, it's pretty fragile. Scoop that away. Oh, yeah. A lot of sauce too. Scoop with it. So I'll just scrape that sauce. Take the rest there. I don't remember it being this fragile before. I might have cooked it longer before. I'll just pour the sauce on there. So I'll try it now. It's excellent. The crust is light and fluffy. And the omelette is good with the crust. I think the first time I made it, I might have cooked it for 30 because there wasn't any loose sauce and the crust was crispier, but I also used a food processor, so maybe that, but I was afraid this time it was going to burn, but maybe it wasn't going to with all that sauce in it. So I think maybe 30 minutes was right because the crust is a little bit hard to swallow and it wasn't the first time I made it. So I probably do need to use the food processor for it too. Well, it also has a little bit of that coconut flavor from the oil, and I didn't use virgin oil the first time I made it. So I don't really like that coconut edge to it. But overall, it's excellent anyway. So that's my pastry crust pizza omelet, paleo style.